the NBA, where legends are made in this playoff season, folks. And I know it's been a while, but we're back, we're better. I'm the man with the plan, the host who does the most. My name is Prudencio Logan, and this is The Great Debate. Now, everybody watching this knows I never lose at anything. So let me introduce my three co-hosts that get the opportunity to lose to me today. First, from Stone Mountain, Georgia, Marquis Seabrook. From Memphis, Tennessee, Keenan, and from Nashville, Tennessee, Josh Walden. Three great basketball minds that all get the opportunity to lose to this guy today. You guys ready?
I'm not going to lose, but we can go.
Losing ain't an option.
Let's go, man.
All right, they're ready. Let's get this thing started. We're going to jump in right into the Eastern Conference playoffs. We have the #1 seed, Boston Celtics, against the #8 seed, Chicago Bulls. The series is tied 2-2. And I just want to hear from you guys first. Who you guys think is going to win the series?
My first pick was not Boston. My first pick was Chicago. But with Rondo being hurt, I have to go with the Celtics. They got game 7 at home. It's hard, and Chicago continues to struggle shooting the three ball. I got to go with Boston.
The Rondo injury does play a factor, so I'm going with Boston as well because Isaiah Thomas is not going to lose to Chicago.
Yeah, like I said, Boston is going to win this series. Isaiah Thomas is the best player in the whole series. Chicago can't shoot. They can't out-rebound Boston, but it's going to be Boston.
I feel like that's where you went wrong right there because Isaiah Thomas is not the best player in this series.
I agree.
Jimmy Butler is the best player in this series. He's one of the best shooting guards in the NBA, and I feel like even with the absence of Rondo, who over the years has become underrated.
I mean, if he tries, he's underrated.
Jimmy Butler is going to carry this Bulls team to the second round to have the opportunity to play either the Washington Wizards or the Atlanta Hawks. But we have it sounds like we have a consensus Boston Celtics pick right here. Yes. 3 Bostons and a Chicago. We're going to go with Boston into the second round. We're going to move into the second set of games. The Cleveland Cavaliers took care of the Indiana Pacers 4-0. Cleveland's sitting pretty right now in the second round. They get the opportunity to play either Toronto or Milwaukee. I want to hear from you guys. Who do you think would be a better matchup for the Cavaliers this year?
The Bucks not going to beat Toronto, not in a 7-game series. But for Cleveland's sake, they want Milwaukee because Milwaukee can't shoot. And all they got to do is stop the Greek freak Antetokounmpo. So they want the Bucks, but it's going to be the Raptors.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like LeBron-Giannis matchup would be beautiful. I would love to watch that. But LeBron, it wouldn't matter who they play, honestly. It don't matter who Cleveland plays. They're going to go to the Eastern Conference Finals because it's LeBron.
Who do you have, Toronto or Milwaukee?
I think Toronto will win in the 7-game series. Okay. The Bucks are young. They're just not good enough yet. Maybe a couple of years down the line, but not yet.
Okay. What's your keys?
I'm going to go with Milwaukee Bucks. I believe they can.
Finally, somebody with some common sense on the set.
I'm going to go Bucks because if they can push the tempo and play in the open field with Giannis Antetokounmpo, I like their matchup. I like Dellavedova. I just don't trust Kyle Lowry and DeMar DeRozan yet. They're really streaky, and any night, nah, I'm going Bucks.
I agree with you. Kyle Lowry historically is a terrible playoff player.
It's true.
He's turned it on the past couple of games, but I don't think he's going to be able to stay. The Bucks will win this series solely because they have one of the best young players in the NBA and one of the players with the coolest names in the NBA, Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has led the Bucks in every statistical category ever. He's probably going to go down as one of the best players in Bucks history.
He will.
I think he's going to carry. I didn't say the best. I didn't say the best. I said one of the best.
He might be.
No, but I think he's going to carry this Bucks team to the second round to play the Cavaliers. I think they're going to beat Toronto in 7 in Toronto. Giannis is going to show out and finally be able to showcase to the casual fans who don't get to see him as much how good he really is. So we got 2 Torontos, 2 Milwaukees. That's a toss-up. Either way, Cavaliers are going to Eastern Conference. But we'll get to that in a second. Next, we have the #4 Washington Wizards against the #5 Atlanta Hawks. The series is 2-1 right now, and I feel like John Wall is the second best player in the Eastern Conference behind LeBron James, and he's the second best point guard in the NBA, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's got to be in your opinion.
In my opinion.
It's crazy.
You know, my opinion is the only one that matters on this show. John Wall, great. I think John Wall's going to carry the Wizards past the Hawks in 6. They're going to close them out in Atlanta. I think Bradley Beal is going to step up from his previous game. Wizards in the 6.
I have Wizards. Basically, I got Bradley Beal. He was a big factor in Game 3 shooting. 0 for 6 from the three-point line. Shot 6 for 20 field goal. If he plays better, with him being able to shoot the ball on the three-point line and stretch that Atlanta Hawks defense, I believe that Wizards should win in 6.
I got Washington because John Wall is the best player in this series and no one can stop him.
Yeah, I got Washington as well. Yeah.
See, look, you guys are finally coming around the corner and agreeing with me for once.
I mean, it's the only time right now
to the second round.
Yeah, the Wizards will go to the second round.
Unstoppable John Wall. That clearly defines him as the second best player in the Eastern Conference. But we'll save that discussion for another show.
How many other players are in it?
No, it's okay. It's just he ain't worth it.
Go ahead.
I mean, but you guys are Lakers fans, so you don't really know.
Spurs.
I'm not a Lakers fan.
Spurs.
True talent. Either way,
it's okay. I'm gonna hold it there.
Either way, the Wizards are going to the second round. We agree.
Yeah.
All right. So now we have round 2. We have the number 1 seed Boston Celtics against the number 4 seed Washington Wizards. Like I was saying, John Wall is he's gonna outmatch Isaiah Thomas clearly because Isaiah Thomas is 5'9". He's too small to match up against either Bradley Beal or John Wall. I think the guard play will be too much for the Celtics, and the Wizards will go to the Eastern Conference Finals. Keenan, let me hear what you think.
I'm going to go with Boston just because I believe in Isaiah Thomas, and he love being doubted. That's what he do. That's what he thrive at. So I got Isaiah Thomas, and Gerald Green is going to be the X factor in this series.
Yeah, I got the Wizards. I love Isaiah Thomas. He will be the best player in that series, but he can't play defense, and he's too small. John Wall will bully him. John Wall will bully that man. They got Bradley Beal. They got Gortat. They got Morris. They won't be able to out-rebound the Wizards. Boston won't be able to out-rebound the Wizards, so I got Washington.
What about you, Keith?
I'm going to look inside the paint. I like Gortat and Marquis Morris versus Kenny Olynyk and Al Horford. I'm going to take the Wizards because they're going to be able to get offensive rebounds, easy points, and the Wizards are going to shoot the ball better than the Celtics. Marcus Smart, I don't trust as a three-point shooter. John Wall was going to limit Isaiah Thomas' ability to shoot the three ball. I'm going to take Otto Porter as well, so I'm going to go with the Wizards.
So we got 3 Wizards and the Celtics. Sorry, the Celtics are out. I feel like just John Wall, he's going to be able to beat them up in the post. They don't really have a post defender. Olynyk, Al Horford, never really been known for their defense.
Amir Jones.
Yeah, none of those guys are really. Amir Johnson.
Over Gortat.
Really?
Yes.
Come on, man.
Sorry.
Yes.
TSPN reports drug abuse. We feel like Keenan may be doing some toxins, but that's a different discussion. Washington Wizards. We have a unanimous Washington Wizards to the Eastern Conference Finals. Washington Wizards, and we did say Cleveland Cavaliers. They're going to beat either Toronto or Milwaukee, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that that matchup is just bad for either team. LeBron's still the best player in the world. Kyle Lowry, if he makes it out of the first round, is not going to be able to match up with Kyrie. DeMar DeRozan averaged 27 points this game, but it was nasty. Like, it was a bad, like, mid-range jumpers, dunks.
Real quiet.
They're going to get him out of that mid-range and make him shoot threes, and he's not that good of a three-point shooter. He's never been that good of a three-point shooter in his career. So they're going to make him shoot. I feel like Ibaka's not really going to be that big of a factor because Kevin Love is still one of the premier power forwards in the league. Valanciunas could be an issue because he's ground and pound in the paint, but I just don't see any way either one of those teams beats the Cavaliers. Cavaliers to Eastern Conference Finals, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we got a consensus. Cavaliers to the Eastern Conference Finals against the number 4 Washington Wizards. And I want to hear from you guys first. Who you guys think is going to the NBA Finals?
I'm going to go with Cleveland. They got more shooters coming off the bench. Kyle Korver is a big pickup before the trade deadline. He's going to come in big in that series.
I got Cleveland as well. Their bench of Cleveland will outdo Washington's.
Yeah, I don't think it's as cut and dry as they're saying, but it's going to be Cleveland. Like we said before, it's LeBron. He's averaging like 33 points a game. He's averaging almost a triple-double, 9 rebounds, 9.8 assists. Like, he's averaging almost a triple-double. You got Korver, Williams off the bench. You got I can't even think of my man's name, but you got Cleveland has a good bench, and the Wizards won't be able to handle it. So I got the Cleveland Cavaliers.
You heard it here first on TSPN. The NBA Finals are going through Washington, D.C. John Wall is going to carry the Wizards into the NBA Finals. Does anybody agree with me?
No.
Because it's not going to happen.
I think Tyronn Lue is going to make Wizards go small, and that's going to play a big factor when they be able to spread the ball around, especially with LeBron being the primary ball handler in a pick-and-roll situation, to be able to get the ball to Kyrie on the wing, Kyle Korver, Shannon Frye, or Kevin Love. Yeah, I'm still taking Cleveland.
You know what? Now that you said that, Washington Wizards will not be going to the NBA Finals. I feel like Kevin Love is just going to be a mismatch for either the 4 or the 5 for the Wizards. He's going to spread out those bigs, and after that, LeBron, Kyrie, they're going to have their way going to the paint, doing what they do. Like you said, there's too many shooters for the Wizards to guard. John Wall is a great player. Bradley Beal is a good player. Gortat's a good player. Otto Porter's a good player, underrated. But I just feel like all those guys together, there's not enough to match up against the Cleveland Cavaliers. And LeBron's going to be going to his seventh NBA Finals consecutively, making him, one of the best players ever. Yeah. He's the best player of our He's the best player of our generation. Best player. That's a different discussion. LeBron James is the best player of our generation, best player in the world today, carries the Cleveland Cavaliers to another NBA Finals appearance. We agree?
Yeah.
All right, so we got the Cavs to the finals. We're going to hop over to the Western Conference right now, though. We have the number 1 seed Golden State Warriors up 3-0 against the number 8 seed Portland Trail Blazers. And when you think about it this way, they've won the past 2 games without Kevin Durant. Yep. So are the Warriors that much better than the Blazers, or just what seems to be the issue?
The lack of supporting cast besides Damian Lillard and CJ McCollum, not going to be able to score. So when those guys struggle, the whole team struggles.
Game 4 is going to be the only game the Blazers win, just because Steve Kerr is not coaching. That's going to be the only reason.
He didn't coach in Game 3.
I'm telling you, he gonna win this one. They gonna win.
You don't think Damian Lillard's gonna get swept?
No, well, he gonna get swept, but he gonna win one game. He's not gonna go out like that.
Okay.
Go ahead and get the ball.
So you got Warriors in 5.
Yeah.
You got Warriors.
I got Warriors in 4.
Yeah, Warriors in 4. They don't have the Blazers don't have enough talent this year. They got Lillard, McCollum. They're great players. Who else?
They're missing
Crab is okay. Plumlee's okay. Lopez is all right. They don't have good enough.
Yeah, man, this team is. Crab was supposed to be a bigger pickup than he was. He signed a big contract in the offseason. Hasn't really showed up. Nope. They're really missing Yusuf Nurkic, the center they picked up at the trade deadline. He hasn't played at all. And the Warriors have never really had that inside post presence. They got JaVale McGee, and they got one of the best centers in the league, Zaza Pachulia, perennial all-star vote getter.
When did that happen?
He should have been in the all-star game, but that is a different conversation.
What? It's not a conversation ever, because it's never happened.
Zaza Pachulia is great, but I would have to agree with Marquis and Josh. I think the Blazers are going to get swept. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, they're just way too good for this. They outmatch this Blazers team so much. Yeah. And if Durant plays, it's no.
You gotta get a rest up.
So we're gonna go second set of games. Number 2 seed San Antonio Spurs against the number 7 Memphis Grizzlies. When the series went back to Memphis turned it up, and they took the home court advantage back away from the Spurs. The series is tied 2-2. Michael Conley and Marcus Gasol have been balling. Do the Grizzlies have a chance? Can they pull off the upset in this series? Keenan, you're a Spurs fan. I want to hear from you.
I'm a Spurs fan, but I got that Memphis heart, and I believe Memphis can do it. This is one of those years when Memphis will sneak up and beat the Spurs. This is one of them years, the grit and grind mentality will bully the Spurs. They can't have Pau Gasol win late in the game for no reason. He can't stop. None of the Spurs big can stop Marc Gasol or Zebo in the paint. None of them. And Mike Conley is just being too much and forcing Kawhi Leonard is the only player that can hold him apparently. So I believe the Grizzlies can squeak back.
So are you saying the Grizzlies are going to beat the Spurs? Are you going to go against who are you going to pick? Your favorite team, or are you going to pick your hometown?
I might have to go with the city, man.
You're going to go with the city. Memphis Grizzlies upset the San Antonio Spurs. Josh, what do you think?
Nah, I don't think so. But I think it'll go to 7 games. But I don't think the Grizzlies will be able. they're an old team. They're very grinded out, punch you in the face type team. I like that. I like that about the Grizzlies. But they're just not good enough. We got Kawhi. Kawhi might be the second best player in the world right now behind LeBron. LaMarcus Aldridge is one of the best power forwards in the league. You got Gasol. Man, I don't think so. You got Manu still, Parker. I don't think they'll be able to overcome that feat.
What do you think, Keith?
You
So
went with
you're going
Memphis?
Spurs in 7?
I'm going Spurs in
Grizzlies in 6 or 7?
7.
All right, Grizzlies in 7, Spurs in 7.
I'm going to go with the Spurs.
Okay.
I'm a big fan of coaching, but I do like that Memphis got behind their coach after he defended them in the press, talking about the free throw where Kawhi Leonard shot more free throws the entire
Grizzlies team.
which is crazy.
Right.
But you never doubt good coaching, and I'm going to take Pop. I'm going to take San Antonio in 6.
San Antonio 6, so the Grizzlies not going to win another game.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
This is a good debate. I would have to agree with the Spurs. I think, piggybacking off of what Josh was saying, Kawhi Leonard is probably the second best player in the world. He just has an all-around game. He's probably the best defensive player on the perimeter, and his offensive game has improved supremely since he's been in the league.
He was with Kobe. He did a lot of summer stuff with Kobe.
Right, he's averaging over 25 points. He rebounds, he defends. He plays the system. He plays his role in the system so good. He's just that turns him into a superstar. Kawhi Leonard, Spurs. I think Spurs will win, and let's say Spurs in 7, because I do think the Grizzlies will snatch that game in Memphis. In Game 6, I think they'll get that Game 6 game in Memphis. But Spurs in 7. So we're gonna go to number 3 seed Houston Rockets. My dark horse candidate to go to the NBA Finals. I love James Harden. But the Houston Rockets against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Man, this Thunder team is not good, but Russell Westbrook is very good. Russell Westbrook is the best point guard in the league. He's averaged a triple-double this year. He probably should be the MVP. But this Houston Rockets team is just so much deeper, so much better than the Rockets. I mean, better than the Thunder, excuse me. Eric Gordon, Lou Williams pickup.
Yeah, that's great.
Ryan Anderson, Nene scored 28 points.
12 for 12, too.
The man was unstoppable. I've never seen that from Nene. And when he was Clint Capella's balling. Patrick Beverly is doing his thing. You still got Trevor Ariza out there. This Rockets team is just so much deeper than the Thunder. James Harden has so much more support than Russell Westbrook does. Yeah. I think the Rockets are going to close this one out in 5.
I would have to agree. Like you said, the Thunder have no one except for Westbrook, and I feel bad for him because he just he's taking up so much of a load. Like I couldn't do it. They just don't have enough power at all. Right. The Rockets will definitely win.
Westbrook did will the Thunder to the playoffs.
They did.
But when you have
without Westbrook, they wouldn't even be in a playoff team. They'd be a lottery team.
But when the second best
they might have maybe won 20 games. I don't even know.
When the second best player on your team is Steven Adams,
yes,
I think you have an issue.
Yeah.
Oladipo is stagnant offensively, and then Andre Robertson may be the first guard that they had a hack a Shaq to. He went 2 of 12.
Yeah.
He went 2 of 12 from the free throw line.
Yeah.
But I blame Billy Donovan because after the Rockets fouled them the first 2 times, you should have said, okay, they're going to continue to do this. Let me take him out of the game. 2, Russell Westbrook is really good, but when it comes to the fourth quarter, it was 7 possessions straight where he did not pass the ball after getting the ball on the fast break. He went to his post game and missed all 4 shots. Even though he might be the best player, you got to at least pass the ball once. Let everybody touch the ball, then get the ball back to you and do what you do, and we won't complain.
Who can you pass it to?
At least swing it to McDermott, Oladipo, throw it inside. Steven Adams and Cantor can beat up in the paint.
They can, but he's not playing McDermott that much with Westbrook. And he keep leaving Robinson, and Robinson can't shoot the same way.
He can't shoot.
Which goes back to Marquis's point about good coaching. This is probably why the Thunder, outside of the lack of talent, will probably lose this series. Billy Donovan, he came in, pretty good coach, but with the personnel he has, he's not really playing them in the best ways they could, which is leaving his Thunder team pretty defenseless. Westbrook, he's a triple-double machine, best point guard in the NBA. You can't do it on your own. And no star in the NBA history has ever been able to do it on his own. So we have a. Do we all have a unanimous Rockets? Are they gonna win in 5 or 6?
Yeah, I think 5.
Is it?
I want to say 6.
So you think Westbrook's gonna get one more?
I think he'll get one more, but that's it.
I want to go 7. Oh, sorry. I want to go 6. But the way game 3 and 4 went, I'm going to go 5.
Okay, so we got a unanimous Rockets decision. Their superior team to the Thunder. Next, we're going to go the number 4 Los Angeles Clippers against the number 5 Utah Jazz. And now the Clippers have been cursed again. Blake Griffin is hurt. Yeah. Isn't he always hurt during the playoffs?
Yeah.
The Clippers cannot catch a break. And with Game 4 just now passing, Gordon Hayward only playing 9 minutes because he was sick. He was ill. He sat out. They sent him home. ISO Joe took over the game, won the game for the Jazz. Without Blake Griffin, I don't see a way that this Clippers team makes it past the Jazz. No. The Jazz are one of the better defensive teams in the league. Rudy Gobert is probably, arguably one of the best. He's probably the best defensive center in the league. Yeah. You can make that argument. I just think this team, especially when Gordon Hayward comes back, is going to be too much for the Clippers to overcome. I got the Jazz in 6 because the series is 2-2, but I don't think the Clippers are going to win another game.
I have the Jazz in 7. I think Chris Paul will will their team to win one more game, but that's it. Because Gobert had an injury at first. He just came back on yesterday. This was a big part. And then when Hayward come back and ISO Joe, it's just killing them. Can't pick against the Jazz.
Yeah, the acquisition of Joe Johnson, who has always been one of my favorite players, is a great pickup for the Jazz. Gordon Hayward is a great player, but when you have a guy who can score in isolation like Joe, even though he's a little older, but he's stronger than most guards in the league. He can post them up, get to the paint, and do what he wants to do with any guard. I just think this Jazz team is just too much right now for the Clippers without Blake Griffin.
Plus, you have to take DeAndre Jordan out towards the end because he I don't think he has.
And then who do you put in the game with Chris Paul? You got Chris Paul, JJ Redick, and Jamal Crawford. Who else is in there? Who else can you? Paul Pierce, he's like 40.
Or you don't throw the ball inside.
Paul Pierce should be out there in a wheelchair. he's so old. But you know, he's a legend.
On,
he's
man.
still scoring, though.
Man, you can't talk about the truth like that, man.
Hey, when it's true, it's true.
It's the truth.
It's the truth.
Man. No pun intended right there. So we got. Are we all agreeing the Utah Jazz are gonna beat the Clippers?
I got Jazz in 6.
You could make the argument with Blake Griffin, but Blake Griffin's out now.
He's out.
I got Jazz. I got Jazz in 6. You said Jazz in 7. Do you think Chris Paul's gonna get them another game?
Nah, I think it's gonna be Jazz in 6.
Jazz in 6. So we got 3 Jazzes in 6 and a Jazz in 7. We're gonna go to the second round right now. The Golden State Warriors against the Utah Jazz. Man, I feel like this series could be exciting. I like Rudy Gobert. I like him in there.
He's an X factor. He definitely is.
Right, because the Warriors don't
have no big man.
The Warriors don't have a big man. Draymond Green's 6'7". He's a great defender. He's a great basketball player.
Can't handle bigs.
But Rudy Gobert, he's
huge.
He's had a breakout season.
Yeah. He's huge.
It started from last year. This man is balling.
He might be a top 5 center right now. I think he is.
He's one of the best centers in the league. He's balling. And now you got somebody that can match up with Durant. He's not as good as Durant, but Gordon Hayward is a really good player. Definitely one of the best small forwards in the league.
He won't be able to stop him, though. He won't be able to stop KD.
It's going to be tough.
Joe Ingles will. Joe Ingles will be the X factor, him and Derek Favors. Them coming off the bench, their bench is so much stronger now since the Gobert return and Hayward return. So it's gonna be a good. It's gonna go 7 games, no matter
7
who.
games.
Yeah,
So you think Warriors and Jazz in 7?
It's gonna go 7 games.
I'm gonna hear your prediction in a second. You don't think so?
I think it'll be 5. To be honest.
Yeah.
It's gonna be 5.
7, no.
7 is crazy.
7 is crazy.
I'll
go 6. I'd be polite and go 6.
What
Warriors gonna win at 6.
Warriors in 6.
Yeah.
You just think this?
Well, if the Jazz can slow the game down and play to their pace, because with the Warriors be able to have so many shooters, you get on fast break, you can't guard everybody. So if the Jazz, then you got Rudy Gobert coming back, you got to beat him inside, get him in foul trouble. Yeah. And then you got to remember with Kevin Durant on the court, the Warriors are a worst defensive team. I think they'll still win because they can shoot 3s more than 2, but.
Yeah. Okay. I like the Jazz. I got Warriors in 6. I just think with this acquisition of Kevin Durant, who, talented-wise, is probably one of the top 5 players in the league. He's 6'11", has the handles of a guard, He plays solid defense. He shoots over 40% from three.
Yeah.
Over 90% from the free throw line. The man is offensively unstoppable. And I just think with him, having to guard him, Klay Thompson, Steph, Draymond Green,
Iguodala,
Ian Clark.
Ian Clark.
Ian Clark.
Shout out to Belmont.
Even back to the good old Zaza Pachulia.
I hope he can drop for 40. I hope he can drop for 40.
Man, I hope Zaza has a come out game in the playoffs. 20 points and 20 rebounds from Zaza.
Don't be a GM.
It's never happened.
Don't be a GM. Don't be a GM.
I'd love to see it.
No.
Well, you won't.
I'm probably the biggest Zaza Pachulia fan in the world. But on that note, what it sounds like we all are agreeing the Warriors to the Western Conference Finals.
Yes.
Jazz they're a good team. They're young. Derek Favors, Rudy Gobert. They're gonna be a great team. They're a really good team right now. But they're another year for Gordon Hayward, another year for Dante Exum. These guys are gonna be
a couple
balling.
years.
But Warriors to the Western Conference Finals. Now this next series though should be very, very exciting. The number 2 San Antonio Spurs against the number 3 Houston Rockets. I don't have a prediction yet. I want to hear from you guys because I think save the Rockets. I'll get back to my Rockets prediction in a second. Josh, Kawhi Leonard defensively against James Harden offensively. Do you think this should be one of the most entertaining matchups to say the least?
I still got the Spurs. I got them in 6. Spurs in 6. Kawhi will definitely he'll shut down Harden. Harden will maybe hit. I think he'll average about 18 a game this series. I think he will.
I'm gonna wait.
I think he will. Harden will average about 18 this series. He'll still get some assists in there. He'll get about 6 rebounds. But Kawhi is such a lockdown defender. He's so long. He'll guard anybody anywhere. So I think it'll be Spurs in 6.
What about you, Keenan?
I'm a Spurs fan. I'm gonna go Spurs in 7. I don't think he would shut down James Harden. It would be more of a containing, like keep him under 30 points. But I got Spurs in 7 because of Pop, like you stated earlier in the first round matchup. Because of Pop, and he can find a way to, he can outcoach that Tony. It's clear cut better coaching. So I got Spurs in 7.
From one lefty to another lefty, I'm gonna go with the Rockets. James Harden's going to shoot 18 free throws per game.
Finally, somebody with some common sense.
You want to know why?
Shake my hand.
Of course.
Thank you.
James Harden does one thing really well: create fouls.
That is true.
Kawhi Leonard if he gets in foul trouble, the Spurs are going to be a different team.
That never
They can shoot the 3. They can shoot the 3-ball pretty well. I'm going to stick with the left. And James Harden has not been playing pretty good in this playoff. They just been playing against a bad team. He gets hot and shoots efficiently from the field, plus the 15 free throws that he's going to shoot. I'm taking the Rockets.
Wait. I'm also taking the Rockets because I think the Grizzlies Spurs series is going to 7.
Yeah.
The Spurs are going to be tired. Rockets are going to finish Thunder in 5. They're going to have another couple of days to rest, recover, get back under their feet. And James Harden, Patrick Beverley, Eric Gordon, Lou Williams, probably the best group of backcourt players in the league. I think Eric Gordon and Lou Williams would be too much for the other guards. Danny Green's a great player. I mean, he's a great defender, right? He's a good defender. But Lou Williams and Eric Gordon, they had a game where they both brought 20 points off the bench.
That's against OKC, though.
But Roberson's no slouch on the defensive end either.
Come on.
Come on now. I think the Rockets in 7. Rockets in 7.
Nope.
I'm going Rockets 7.
Spurs 7.
Spurs in 6. Spurs in 7.
Spurs in 6.
Rockets in 6. I mean Rockets in 7. Rockets in 7. Man, I just love James Harden. I love James Harden more than I love John Wall. But neither one of them more than Zaza. But,
Zaza.
James Harden, I think, is gonna carry this Rockets team.
Come on, the team gonna stop Kawhi Leonard.
Trevor Ariza is no slouch. He's no slouch.
Come on, man.
He's no slouch. I'm not saying he's a premier defender.
Come on.
He's gonna drop 40 on
So I have a question. Do you think that this game is going to be high scoring or low scoring?
The Spurs will be able to slow it down.
I think it'll be in the hundreds. Like
if it's in the hundreds,
100, yeah.
If it's in the hundreds, I'm going with the shootout Mike D'Antoni we know he's not gonna play defense regardless.
Yeah.
If the score gets high, I'm definitely picking the Rockets.
Pop will slow the tempo down. Kawhi Leonard is the second best player in the world behind LeBron James, and no one on that team can stop him. We saw what he can do against Memphis in a losing effort.
The Rockets can play up tempo or down tempo though.
Memphis is
Kawhi
a
Leonard
defensive
can play
team.
like
Kawhi
So what happens when they do pick and roll? You get a switch. You got James Harden on this? Nobody else can guard James Harden.
They ain't worried about all that.
Danny Green can't guard James Harden.
Danny Green can do something.
Andre Roberson's a better defender than Danny Green. And we seen what Roberson did against James Harden. Nothing.
Plus, Patrick Beverly's 3-point is starting to be coming around the corner. Did not see that
He's
coming.
very streaky though.
The Spurs ain't worried about
But
him.
these
Tony
guys-
Parker's guarding. Tony
Lou
Parker's
Williams,
old as
Eric
me.
Gordon.
He's what, 40? He almost
Lou
40
Williams,
now?
Eric Gordon, Patrick Beverly, Ryan Anderson, Trevor Ariza. These guys are all getting open threes because the entire
Against the Thunder.
the defense is
They did it the whole year.
The whole year. The defense is
Not
closing
against the
in.
Spurs.
Not against. It's not gonna happen against
I'm
the
sorry.
Spurs,
I gotta take the lefty.
This is
I gotta
Spurs in
take
the
the
playoffs,
lefty.
man.
So
This is
either
a
way,
totally different team.
We're gonna hear your argument: Spurs against the Warriors, because I think the Rockets are gonna beat the Spurs. So let's go Warriors against Spurs. Josh, I want your prediction. I want to hear from you. Warriors or Spurs going to the NBA Finals?
Man, honestly, that's a hard pick. But I think it will go to 7 games, and I think it will be the Golden State Warriors.
So you're going for an NBA Finals rematch?
Yes, I
Warriors
think
against
so.
Cavs?
I think
Okay. Keenan?
No. It would be the Spurs in 7.
Now,
Yes.
is this completely off a biased opinion? Because you're a Spurs fan?
No.
Okay. I want to hear
Draymond
why.
Green.
Let me hear why.
LaMarcus Aldridge is going to be too much for Draymond Green.
Okay.
Draymond Green can't stop him. I'm sorry. Can't no other big on that team, not Zaza, not JaVale.
We know that.
Whoever you want to put on.
We know that.
Will not be able to stop LaMarcus Aldridge. He gonna be a big factor in this. And the additional Pau Gasol is gonna come in handy on this one. Cause he can get JaVale out the paint. So once you do that, ain't nobody on that team stopping Kawhi Leonard, second best player in the world. I don't care who you put on Durant, Clay. Steph ain't holding nobody. I'm going with Spurs in 7.
Spurs in 7. You got the Warriors in 7.
Yeah.
It's coming right here. We got Rockets, Warriors.
Rockets, Warriors. I'm going to go with the Warriors for this reason.
Okay.
They have more playmakers. They got more isolation players. When the game gets inside 2 minutes, you got Curry, you got Durant. Nobody on that team is going to be able to match up with Durant. Beverly can play some pretty good defense on Curry, but I just don't believe. I think Draymond Green will be a big factor in that one because both teams play pretty small. So with him being able to get a rebound and be able to push the ball up the court as a big, I just can't pick the Rockets on that one.
Man, I think every game in this series between the Rockets and the Warriors will be over 115 points scoring.
I believe that.
I think so.
I believe that.
This is going to be a very fun, a very energetic series. There are going to be shots, threes made from every point in the game.
All over the stadium.
You might get 15 points scored in the last 30 minutes between these two teams. Last 30 seconds, I mean. It's crazy.
It's gonna be because of Klay Thompson though. If it is the Warriors and the Rockets, it's gonna be because of Klay. Because Patrick Beverly might be the only guard that can really get into Steph's head. Steph don't like the physical play, and Patrick Beverly is a bulldog, and he's gonna be all on Steph. And Steph, everyone knows Steph hates that. He gonna start having ankle injuries. You know him. He gonna start hurting his ankle. So it's gonna be because of Klay Thompson, if anything. Who
Man,
always
Plays
say,
defense on James Harden.
yeah.
Man, everything in me wants to say Warriors, Cavs, and NBA Finals. But I want to say the Houston Rockets
One doubt.
are going to they have as good as a chance as anybody to beat the Warriors to make it to the NBA Finals.
I like their bench. I like their
I
bench
do.
better than Golden State too.
Eric, like I said, Lou Williams is a great pickup for those two guards, Eric Gordon, Lou Williams, two of the best 6 men in the league playing. They just take their time. Whoever wants to score, they can score.
Professional bucket getters.
Right. Those guys are ballers. Man, what I would love to see the Rockets make it to the finals.
I would too, just because of Harden.
I want to see something new. I want to see
It's gonna be the Spurs. though,
Rockets
but-
Wizards finals.
Yeah.
It's not gonna happen.
That's
I got Cavs in the finals.
that's
But,
crazy.
So from the majority, we had one Spurs to the final, one Rockets. Sounds like we're gonna have an NBA Finals rematch from last year. Golden State Warriors against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Now, this series will not be the same as last year's, though. Because if this is the matchup, when you replace Harrison Barnes with Kevin Durant, Harrison Barnes is no slouch. He averaged 19 points a game, but Kevin Durant.
He went to North Carolina. That's all we got to say.
We got a bunch of biased Duke fans on it, so they don't like anybody from North Carolina. But when you replace Harrison Barnes with Kevin Durant,
leave him open.
Big step up.
Harrison Barnes just disappeared in the finals last year.
You could hide a bad defender on Harrison Barnes. You can't hide a bad defender on Curry, Klay Thompson, or Durant. And you can't put. Can you put Kevin Love on Draymond Green? You can't. I don't like this match.
True.
I don't like this matchup for the Cavs. Man, who would you would have to start Shumpert, right?
I would believe so.
Or Richard Jefferson, who?
I would start Shumpert.
Okay.
I would start Shumpert.
I would start Shumpert, but JR should get the start.
Okay. Who would you play in the best matchup against this Warriors team? Let's say the lineup is Curry, Klay Thompson, Durant, Draymond, and JaVale McGee. Or replace JaVale McGee with Andre Iguodala. Put Iguodala out there.
They're going to go small.
Draymond, Iguodala, Durant, Klay Thompson, and Steph Curry. Who do you play for the Cavs in that matchup?
I guess Kyrie, Shumpert, LeBron, Love, and Thompson.
The regular starter?
Yeah, pretty much.
I think Derek Williams will have to play this series.
Oh, he's got to play. Yeah, he's got to play a lot.
I feel like this series would come down to the Cavs bench. Okay. If the Cavs bench shows up in 4 of the games, the Cavs will win the NBA Finals. But you need these guys to show up. But I think when they're missing Bogut, he only played a minute and a half for the Cavs.
Yeah.
Missing Bogut because neither Tristan Thompson or Kevin Love are good defensively in the post.
They're decent.
Kevin Love is probably the second worst defensive player in the league.
Decent.
Kevin Love isn't good in the post.
He's probably the second worst defensive player in the league.
Yeah, he's really good.
He's probably he's bottom three. And Tristan Thompson, he's solid, but man, when these guys start driving, he's not really a shot blocker. You know what I'm saying? He's strong on the offensive glass, but defensively he gets boxed out as well. So I feel like this Cavs team, if the bench shows up, could win. What do you guys think?
They'll go to 7, but I got the Warriors. Golden State.
It's hard to go against LeBron. I'm going to go with LeBron.
I'm going to go with the Warriors. Didn't want to. I'm going to go with the Warriors in 7 again.
Man, I think the Warriors are close them out in 6. I think the Warriors will close them out in 6. And from the sound of things, it sounds like we have a consensus. Golden State Warriors will win the NBA Finals. I
didn't want to do that.
Man, it just made me so sick to hear when Kevin Durant moved over to Golden State. I was like, man, the NBA season is kind of a foregone conclusion this year.
We're not going to talk about that one.
Yes.
We're not going to talk about that.
Everybody, like Keenan, everybody makes mistakes. So
yeah.
So we're going to add another tidbit in right quick. We're going to talk about the NBA MVP race. We have 5 candidates that we chose, even though it's really a 2-man race right now. We have 5 candidates that we selected. I'm going to talk about who I think is going to win the MVP, and I want to hear from you guys. Right now, like I said earlier, Russell Westbrook has to be this year's MVP. You look at the talent around his team, and then you look at the production, and you look at his team's record. Russell Westbrook is averaging over 30 points a game, 10 rebounds, 10 assists. He's averaging a triple-double, something we haven't seen since Oscar Robertson. Russell Westbrook should be this year's MVP. Keenan, who do you think?
I believe it's going to be Russell Westbrook, but I'm a Spurs fan. I might stick with my boy Kawhi Leonard, which is the second best player in the world. So, but it's going to be Russell, no doubt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Keenan wanted to make sure you knew Kawhi Leonard is the second best player in the world.
All day.
So he thinks Kawhi Leonard has a chance. I think Russell Westbrook. Josh, who do you think?
Yeah, I got Russell Westbrook. As I said earlier, without him on this team, they would be a lottery pick. Like, they wouldn't win more than 20 games. So it's got to be Westbrook.
As I said, from one lefty to another, I'm going James Harden. 1, it's always about winning. His team wins better. He shoots more efficiently from the field, whether it be layups, free throws. Shoots the ball better than Westbrook. Plus, they won more. I'm going to have to go with Harden. It's great that Westbrook put up those type of numbers, but wait, he almost averaged 40 shots a game. You got to score 30, shooting 40 in the NBA.
Right, James Harden, he did lead the league in assists this year too, so that's another plus.
He almost had a triple-double too.
Yeah.
Average
Right.
over.
He did have a lot of triple doubles this year. So you can't really go wrong with either James Harden or Russ Westbrook. You can't go wrong with Kawhi because he's the second best player in the NBA, folks. But
yes, sir.
we got Russell Westbrook, James Harden, Kawhi Leonard. We got a lot of great players in this year's NBA playoffs. We're looking forward to see what the Cavs can do moving on to the second round. But this has been the great debate. I'm the man with the plan, the host who does the most. My name is Prudencio Logan. This is Marquis Seabrook, Keenan Walden, and Josh Walden. We all know who won the great debate.
I did.
Absolutely.
By far.
Not him.
Make sure you check out the Zaza Pachulia highlights on YouTube.
That's the only way you go find highlights.
Make sure you follow us on all social media at TSUTSPN. Once again, my name is Prudencio Logan, and thank you for tuning in.